You are lying awake again at 2:17 in the morning, and you are not thinking about the day ahead. You are thinking about the list. The 3 things that must get done. The message that must be answered. The appointment you cannot be late to. And underneath the list, if you are honest, there is a feeling you have been very professionally ignoring. It surfaced a day or 2 ago, small and wordless. Something about a person you love, or a question that has no slot in your calendar, or the quiet suspicion that you have been running this entire life on schedule while something inside you was never consulted. You have a name for people like you, the reliable one, the one who holds the plan, the one nobody has to worry about, and that is exactly why you would never say out loud that you do not know what you feel right now. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Just once, right now. There. Do you feel how much tension you are holding in the act of simply being capable? The moon has moved into your 12th house today, the sector of the sky that rules what runs underneath. Rest, solitude, hidden patterns, the old feelings and unfinished romantic questions that never made it onto your to-do list. This is the day the sky hands you something you did not request, a private realization. And I will tell you plainly, by the end of this, you will know what to do with it. You will not be told to feel it all at once. You will be told something far more important about timing. Today the moon is traveling through Sagittarius, and for you that is the 12th house, the house of the unseen, the backstage, the hour you keep postponing because it cannot be billed to anyone. The moon here is asking for space behind the scenes. But tonight it stands directly opposite Uranus and Gemini is your 6th house, the house of work, of health, of the daily habits you rely on like scaffolding. In plain language, your need for retreat and your obligations are about to collide. A request, a task, a signal from your body will interrupt the plan. And because the moon is in its first quarter phase, the hinge of the cycle, where intention meets friction, there is a pressure in the air that you may feel as restlessness, as that strange urge to change something without knowing what. Here is what the architecture is really doing to your nervous system. You are built to treat any loss of control as a threat to survival. Of all signs, learned early that your value lives in your output, your reliability, your unshakable competence. So a day with no solid ground feels like a personal failure. It is not. The Vedic sky adds another layer. The moon crosses into sidereal Scorpio, stirring the deep water beneath your composure, which is why little concerns may feel enormous today, and why your moods may swing without warning. Old astrologers offered 2 prescriptions for a day exactly like this. Wear something green, and schedule your most important task between 4 and 6 in the evening, when the emotional tide begins to turn and your clarity comes back. And beneath all of it, softly, there is a grace note. Your moon in Sagittarius is forming a trine to Jupiter, a warm, quiet blessing flowing between your inner world and the house of shared resources, as if the sky wants you to know that even in retreat, you are being looked after. Now let me tell you about the dynamic that is actually at work today, in the 2 arenas you care about most. In love, the committed bond, the one you are rebuilding, the one you are secretly hoping to trust again. You may find yourself doing what you always do, carrying the plan for both of you. You know their schedule, their moods, their unspoken needs. You have been running this relationship like a deputy, competent and quietly exhausted. And today the sky is asking you to stop. The moon's opposition to Uranus is not a disaster. It is a transfer of information. When the plan breaks, people reveal their true colors and you finally learn where their limitations lie. That may be a disappointment. It may be a relief. It may be the pleasant surprise that lets you build trust with someone at long last, because you have been so busy managing them that you never let them show you who they really are. This is the reframe I need you to hear, so let me say it slowly. What feels like losing control is actually being handed the evidence. The surrender you are resisting is not weakness, it is intelligence gathering. You cannot build on solid ground while you are still fooling yourself about people's nature. Let the chips fall, sea goat. Watch what they really do when the schedule breaks. That is not risk. That is research, and you are the most diligent researcher alive when you finally allow yourself to look. The same audacity is being asked of you with money. Because the larger story of this season runs through Jupiter, which has just re-entered Leo for the first time in 12 years, and Leo is your 8th house, the house of shared resources, of sexual and financial relationships, of everything that passes between people openly or in secret, alone between lovers. shared property, half a house sold to someone you love. The will you keep meaning to update, the legacy you want to leave to the godchild who will never know how much you planned for them. Anything left to you, the house your parents are saving for you and your siblings, the possessions you guard because they carry memory. For 12 years you have not had this luck. And the old accounts are waking up. There is karma to collect from 18 or 19 years ago. That was started and set down and is now being handed back to you. The current transits suggest a positive surprise or opportunity with money later today, and if you look at your calendar, you may find that early 2027 is already marked in some form. Come January and February, when the sun travels through your second house of income and values, some of the most important financial, business, and property matters of the new year will arrive, and the possessions involved will count a lot. At work, the sixth house Uranus asks you to trust your creativity and try the new idea you have been rationing. The routine may break, but the routine is not the work is what you build when the routine is gone. Your relationships feel stable at the core, held by a Jupiter that is exalted in the sidereal sky. Though watch for the household disagreement that flares around the Venus-Saturn opposition, the one that is really about who carries what. Do not make it a war. Make it a conversation about the load. So now, come back to the body, because this is where today is actually won. Put one hand flat on your chest, right now, and feel the pace you have been keeping for everyone else. Then feel it slow. The quiet hour you keep postponing is the highest leverage thing you can do today. Protect one window of focus, even 20 minutes, and communicate that adjustment in one clear sentence, not an apology, an update. Then let rest be part of the strategy, not a reward you withhold until you deserve it. Listen to your body today. You may feel unsure of your emotions, and that muddiness is information, not dysfunction. Do not ignore the ache, the heaviness, the urge to cancel. And if you have been circling a trip, South Korea keeps surfacing. Let yourself plan it. A mind that is given somewhere to go stops treating every interruption as a threat. Here now, the resolution to what you realized in the small hours. Do not force the answer through late-night texting. Do not resolve the unfinished question by demanding it finished tonight. Finish the essential task, just one, and see what remains tomorrow. A sudden feeling deserves attention, but it does not automatically deserve control of the schedule. You are allowed to hold it gently, the way you would hold a sleeping child, without needing it to wake up and explain itself. And so, back to that quiet realization. Back to the thing you have not said out loud, even to yourself. Here is what the sky has been trying to tell you from the first minute. You do not have to solve it today. You only have to stop pretending it is not there. The calm mind solves the practical problem faster, and the practical problem today is simply this. Trust the timing, keep your words careful, and let one small part of the plan stay unwritten. You have spent a lifetime being the one who holds everything. Today, the sky is holding you. Not because you failed, because you finally stopped gripping long enough to feel it. That is not surrender. That is the quietest form of strategy, the one nobody sees, the one that lets you see everything. So here is the energetic seal, and I am asking you to mark it. If this landed in your chest, go to the comments and type yes, not for me, but as a declaration to the part of you that has been holding the plan so tightly it forgot it was being held. And then, tonight, when the house is quiet, let the realization be exactly what it is. A message from the part of you that is finally brave enough to feel. You do not have to act on it yet. You do have to let it exist. The sea goat was never meant to climb alone in the dark forever. The tide comes in gently, without asking permission, and it carries more than you lost. It carries what you have been owed for 18 years, what you have earned for 12, and what you will build when you finally release the grip. Rest now. The plan can wait. You were never the plan. You were always the one who makes plans possible, and today that one gets to be cared for too.